book, one of the details that I look for is not just what people read, but what they're influenced by. And so I was shocked and horrified, literally shocked, to find that J.D. Vance had given a promotional quote, what we call in the book trade a blurb that you see on the cover of a book, endorsing a book by a far-right author who literally, quite literally, not throwing the word around loosely, but literally endorses fascism, whose heroes are Francisco Franco of Spain, whose heroes include Joseph McCarthy, and he has written a book called Unhuman. Unhuman. And the thesis of that book is that anyone on the left, a liberal or a Democrat, in other words, most Americans who are not to the far right MAGA orientation,
maggots,
are literally, according to the title, unhuman. And in this book called Unhuman, claims are made that if J.D. Vance made them from a podium, would elicit either laughter or gas, but somehow by endorsing them in a book, we get a view of what J.D. Vance really means. For instance, he says that the hero of the Spanish Civil War, Francisco Franco, who overthrew the democratic Spanish Republic in the 1930 Civil War, did the right thing. Did the right thing by up into including executing his political enemies. The book goes on to talk about the fact that Augusto Pinochet of Chile is a hero, that he did the right thing. Let's remember what his technique was with his opponents, people he also called unhuman. He had his military collect them by the hundreds, torture them to death, throw political prisoners from helicopters into the sea, chain women to bed who were pregnant because he was a traditional Catholic, deliver the babies, hand them to doctors. Those children were then given to other people and adopted, while the woman, still raw, still bleeding, still injured from delivering the baby, was taken out and shot. In the book Unhuman, Pinochet is held up as a hero. And who holds up this book as instructive and something we all ought to learn from? J.D. Vance. Who else endorses this book? Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump Jr. The forward is by Steve Bannon, one of Donald Trump's chief strategists. So this is not some little chance occurrence, a book called Unhuman, that is just a freak thing where maybe J.D. Vance didn't read the book all the way through. Although, as someone who has asked to blurb about 50 books a year, of which maybe I choose 2 or 3 to write comments on, because I've had the good fortune to be a best-selling author at times. So I'm asked to blurb all sorts of books. Guess what I never do? I never give a comment on a book praising it unless I've read it, and nor does anyone else saying. So when you look at what they're talking about, and when you realize that J.D. Vance has endorsed this book, Donald Trump's son has endorsed this book, and these other far-right luminaries have endorsed this book, that holds up Franco and Pinochet and these other murderers as heroes for doing to their political opponents what the author says that Republicans who win the next election, in other words, Trump and J.D. Vance, should do to American opponents. And when you put that together with the fact Supreme Court, appointed in its majority by Donald Trump, has given him a rubber stamp saying anything you do in your official capacity, say having political opponents thrown from helicopters, or women chained to beds, and having their babies given to good Christian couples, which is what Pinochet did, and have the mother who was in the wrong political party tortured and shot after just delivering birth, that not only is this okay, it is what this book is saying should be done by extension, because these are the author's heroes. This author also believes in Pizzagate, the far-right conspiracy theory that somehow Democrats are controlled by demon-possessed child molesters, run these centers for political leaders and entertainers from Hollywood to rape children. All this nonsense, okay, it's all there on the dark web. You don't pay attention, just in the same way that you don't want to look at a traffic accident.